All right, it's Saturday. That means it's time to run it back. We are the Peach Basket. We're a site dedicated to the NBA, actually dedicated to basketball. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's what we're passionate about. And this is Run It Back NBA Week in Review. Busy week in the NBA. We don't have time to cover it all, but we want to hit a couple of highlights. And then we want to spend some time talking to each of our lead writers for each of the cities that wanted to jump on today. We've got teams covering about 17 of the 30 NBA teams. 3 of them are joining us tonight from all over the country, which is kind of cool. But first, let's take a look at the NBA week in review. On Tuesday, Julius Randle had a traveling call called against him against the Nets. My only problem with it was Scott Foster was behind him. It seemed like not a great call, and certainly Julius Randle's reaction seemed appropriate to me. If we had a Knicks writer, I would love to ask him or her about that, but we don't. So on we go. On Wednesday, James Harden had a 40, 10, and 15 game, continuing his ascension into MVP conversation. Trevor Ariza, who hasn't played a minute, is now on the Heat. That's kind of interesting. Dame had 50 points on 20 shots on Wednesday, and he also had 10 assists. Incredible. Talk about an ascension to MVP status. Dame is in the conversation if he's not your number one. Keep a lookout on peach-basket.net. We're about to release an article where we share our MVP vote. It should be hopefully up really soon. On Thursday, Giannis took a seat on the 76ers court and upset some people, Dwight Howard among them. We could talk a little bit about that, but we don't have time. Maybe we'll see at the end because I have some thoughts. I might ask the guys. PJ Tucker to the Bucks was finalized. That's going to be very interesting. The Bucks look solid now, and John Morant on Thursday had a nice game-winning layup, left-handed layup against the Heat. And we do have somebody here talking Heat basketball with us tonight. Today, LeBron went down. Watching the play live, it didn't look to be, a play meant to hurt LeBron. There's a lot of anger, understandably so, when somebody like LeBron goes down. But hopefully he's okay. But regardless, the Lakers are going to be in some trouble over the next couple of weeks, at least without LeBron and LBJ. But hopefully it's just a couple of weeks. Hopefully it's just a sprain, rather. With that as a general overview of the NBA week, we want to dive a little deeper now into 3 teams. We want to call on lead writers for the Sacramento Kings, the Miami Heat, and the San Antonio Spurs. We're going to start with Ryan, and this is where I've got to do stuff, so bear with me here. Boom. The graphics department at Peach Basket is absolutely amazing. As you can tell, the graphics department is me. There's Ryan. Right on, that worked.
Hey.
Boom.
That beautiful Kings logo right up in the center. I love it.
Sacramento proud.
Yeah.
All right, man. What did the Kings do? Not today. What did the Kings do this week?
This week is today is part of this week.
Oh yeah, well, that's true.
We'll get there. But to start with, on the 15th, they went to Charlotte to attempt to avenge an earlier loss, but from right before the All-Star break, and didn't. But they did keep it pretty close the whole game. Ended up losing 122-116. Kind of a tale of 2 teams this week, because the Kings, the next game, went to Washington and held it real super close most of the game, and then won on an amazing buzzer beater from De'Aaron Fox, which we'll see later.
Yep.
That was the magic moment of the week, and then after that they went to Boston because they're on the 4th game of a East Coast road trip, and pretty much owned Boston throughout the whole game. They just dominated in a way that I haven't seen the Kings dominate in a while, which was great against a Boston team that needs to try and find its feet.
Yep.
And so there was a lot of hope after those two big wins, and then they ruined it going into Philadelphia tonight.
Yeah.
In a game in which they never led and were down by as much as 28, I want to say. I didn't actually take a look at but they were down by a lot for the whole game, and it was just ugly.
If you're gonna lose big, right? I'd rather lose big. The Boston game specifically, I want to call out because that was a great game for the Kings, and it absolutely. I don't want to say destroyed, but had an impact on our Celtics writer Daniel. He used to join me regularly. He hasn't joined me once, and I think it's because I think it's the Kings' fault. And I'm not afraid to say it. So hopefully, the Celtics bounce back so we can get Daniel back and get some Celtics news.
This goes out to Daniel. Like if my Kings can lose like they did tonight, you can bring your Celtics shame right here and we'll hang out together.
How about any team news? Anything going on? Any trades brewing for the Kings?
Well, the trade mill with them is a little weird because it seems to be that Vivek Ranadive, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, their owner seems to have a different mind than Monty McNair, their general manager. Vivek wants to compete for one of those last play-in spots, while Monty McNair is kind of more interested in making trades and not worrying about how many wins they have at the end of this season. So they can get some draft picks and they can build a team for the future. But otherwise, other than the fact that Bagley and Bielitsa and Harrison Barnes and Buddy Hield have all been kind of dangled out there, and they, how Twitter is. Sure. Everybody's talking about trades, so all those names get kicked around, but nothing. You hear practically nothing from Kings World. So there's not really that much going on in the trades, except unless this week something happens big, and they toss Hield away for a couple of picks, or the big one seems like Barnes, though. Everybody seems to want to trade Barnes, and I don't get it.
All right. I was kind of formulating a question before we let you go and jump over to Florida, but I'm going to let the question go to Ajay, who asked via chat, and I'm just going to ask you to give a short answer to this because it's a great question. Jay asks, is it time to fire Luke Walton this offseason?
I would say no.
Really?
I hear a lot about that too. And I get into conversations about that with people. And I don't think, unless a coach is like a cancer to the culture of the team that he's working for, I don't think you should fire any coach short of 3 full seasons ever.
Okay. All right. That's definitely something that we should kick around. I have some thoughts, but I think that's a great point. You definitely want to give somebody an opportunity. All right. Well, let's see where the Kings go. It'd be interesting to see if they make it to the playoffs, because it is possible because of that play-in. But time is up. Let's jump over to Florida. And okay, wait a minute. Our crack graphics department. Boom. It's got to do that, which again is me. And we'll bring in Isaac. He's going to talk to us about the Miami Heat. I know you had a baseball day today, so thank you for putting on your basketball hat. And again, as always, I'll mention that Isaac is with our partner site, flteams.com, a great site dedicated to all things Florida. We're always very, very happy to have Isaac with us. So, Isaac, thank you again for your time. Tell us about the Heat's week.
Yeah, so hey, Jose. So the Miami Heat are currently 4th in the Eastern Conference, sitting at 22-20. So on Tuesday, the Miami Heat beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 113-98. It was Bam Adebayo's returned from his long knee injury that he actually suffered before the All-Star break. So it was a long time. And in Miami's win, Jimmy Butler produced yet again, dropping 28 points and racking down 12 rebounds. Then on Wednesday, March 17th, the Miami Heat lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. It was a really disappointing game. The final score was 85-89. The Heat had a few chances, with a minute left, but they didn't produce. And then on Friday, March 19th, the last game the Heat played, which was last night, the Miami Heat lost again, but this time to the Indiana Pacers. They lost 110-137. And the loss to Indiana, new addition Trevor Ariza made his Miami Heat debut, which was exciting to see. Trevor Ariza was acquired in a trade that sent Myers Leonard in a 2027 second-round pick to Oklahoma City. Quickly touching on the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm no Oklahoma City Thunder guy, but it seems like 8 years down the road, they may be a top 5 NBA team. They have by far the most draft picks in the NBA 5 years down the road. So that's something to keep note of. But in that loss to the Indiana Pacers on Friday night, Bam Adebayo kept calm post-game. Even though the Heat lost by 27 points, he said, in the beginning of the season, we were at the bottom of the East, and we went to the number 4 seed. We just lost 2 games, so we're okay. No need to worry. So Bam Adebayo staying calm like he should be. The Heat are still 2 games above 500 at the 4th seed in the East, so no worries. And the Heat will get redemption, or at least try to get redemption against the Pacers tomorrow, Sunday at 4 o'clock. So that's really it for the Heat. Happy birthday to Pat Riley. It was Pat Riley's birthday today, a Miami Heat legend. And the Heat are still monitoring Avery Bradley's injury, so that is something to note. Avery Bradley's been out for a long time. Again, the Heat acquired him this offseason in free agency. So that's basically it for the Miami Heat.
Isaac, I hate to do this, but I do have to correct one thing. That was a great report, but Pat Riley is a Los Angeles legend, so it's okay. I mean, I forgive you. It happens. This kind of stuff happens, but he is an LA Showtime Laker legend. So aside from that, it was a phenomenal recap. Thank you. Any trades brewing aside from bringing in Ariza? Have you heard it? Is there anything else going, or are they done?
Yeah, there have been reports that the Miami Heat are not slowing down in the trade deadline. The Trevor Ariza signing is definitely something. He hasn't played in over a year. The Heat know that. And they know that he's a veteran, which is going to be helpful. He's played in over 102 playoff games. But the Heat are still looking at LaMarcus Aldridge from the Spurs. Yeah. And we'll hear about the Spurs in a few moments.
Yep.
But, it seems like Victor Oladipo is a bit out of the picture as of now. But Trevor Ariza, it was a trade. Obviously, he's very cheap. So, we're still monitoring Aldridge. For me, I really want the Heat to sign DeMarcus Cousins. The Heat really need that rebounder. And the DeMarcus Cousins, who is, much older than he was a few years ago, obviously, right?
We all are.
Yeah, exactly. But he is actually averaging a career high in rebounds per 36 minutes, which is something to note.
Right. Right on. All right. I'm going to let you go with that. Thank you again. I just got to also mention Trevor Ariza, another Los Angeles Laker legend, won a championship here. I'm just saying.
He's not
necessarily legend. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, you didn't say Heat legend, but just saying.
Hey, right on, man. Pat Riley's the Heat legend. I know he sent LeBron James to the Lakers. He let him go in free agency.
I'm going to have to mute you. I'm sorry. I appreciate the time, man. Thank you. Let's jump to San Antonio. Renee is going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs. Hey, Renee, I know the Spurs had a good week. Tell us a little bit about their week in detail.
Good evening, Jose.
Hey, Renee.
They had 5 games in 7 days this week, including tonight, all on the road. They were very busy. Going into tonight's game, they were 3-1. They played the Bucks tonight, and last I checked, they lost. So it's 3-2. I'll take that. It was a rough week. I think that it's the way the season is. A lot of teams will be going through this. It's not like they were being punished or anything. As far as team news, I have 2 things of note I'd like to mention. On Wednesday, they went into Chicago, and were really blowing that game. They were down by 23 points at one point in the second quarter. And they came back. I think it could be a season defining game for them. They went on a 17-0 run in the fourth quarter, which, that's unheard of in the NBA. I mean, 17-0 it's unbelievable. They also 19 in the fourth, and the main guy that night was Jakob Pertl, who is a 7'1" center who they got. He came over in the Kawhi Leonard trade a few years ago, along
almost
with
as a
Rosen. And but he actually, I noticed he has skill. He has a nice footwork. He's not nailed to the floor. He's not a stiff, and he's improving like everybody on this team is, as far as I can see. Last night, big news was Keldon Johnson. Guys, really pay attention to this guy. He's going to be an all-star. They defeated Cleveland last night, and Keldon Johnson had 23 points and 21 rebounds. He's 6'5", so to get 20 plus rebounds in an NBA game means he's putting in the work, and he's all energy. He reminds me, maybe, if I know some guys might not remember this, of a young Barkley when he first started with the Philadelphia 76ers, something like that. Barrel chested, and he gets after it.
Yep.
As far as trade news, we're still waiting on LaMarcus Aldridge, see what happens there. He hasn't been with the team in 2 weeks now, so something is going to happen. The Spurs are also notorious for not making trade deadline deals. I think the last time they did was, I can't even remember. They mentioned it. Somebody mentioned it this week, but it's been a while. And so we're just waiting on LaMarcus Aldridge, just a waiting game, actually.
Gotcha. All right. Very interesting. I read that this was the first 2020 game for any Spurs player since Tim Duncan, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, not to say that this kid is Tim Duncan, but anytime you're mentioned with the greats, it's pretty freaking incredible. So congrats to the guy
really
that I hope is a former, a future All-Star. Let's bring in the team now. Renee, thank you. Let's bring in everybody, and we're going to do something different now. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look back at the week, and specifically dunks, the best dunk, the best play, and the best low light. And then we, your panel, are going to vote on who did it best. The best dunk, the best play, the best low light. Let's see how this plays out for us. Here's the best dunk. Two choices.
Long range. Rockets really need it. Oh! What a slam dunk by Kevin Martin. Oh! He came down from the... Let's go back and look at KJ. Collins has not had a good game against KJ here tonight. Look at Sterling Brown says, I love it.
Minnesota's got to keep the pedal to the metal. It's one of the things you mentioned in the New Orleans game that you were, how about that move?
Anthony Edwards put that one on the highlight reel with all the rest. That was a top shot, folks.
Great time to use it and challenge. Let's go back to the dunk. Oh, man. That might be better than the one over Watanabe.
Bummer. It was a little choppy, the second one. Did you all see it, or was it choppy for just me?
I saw it perfect.
Did you? Okay, well, good. Hopefully everybody saw it.
Up on me.
It did for me too, but I know Renee and well, you saw it. Well, no. Okay.
I saw it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ryan saw it. Renee, I know you saw it, and it worked well for Isaac. So it's time to vote. Who did it best? Dunk of the week, number one or number two? 1, 2, 3, go. It's unanimous.
I got to go with the elevation on that. That was a Jordan
Right?
dunk.
When I first
Oh,
saw the one by
man.
Kenyon Martin, I thought that he went higher when the dude started to drop, which is something Michael Jordan used to do. You'd see Michael Jordan keep going up as guys started to head back down, but it looked like he kind of pushed off a little bit. Whereas Anthony Edwards, that was just all Anthony Edwards, man. That was an amazing dunk.
Anthony
right.
Edwards is just a hell of a basketball player, and it's been shown he's earned a lot of respect from the Miami Heat's Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. The only problem with Anthony Edwards is his nickname. Ant-Man makes no sense. I mean, I get it because that's his name, but Ant-Man is not. What's that got to do with basketball? I don't get it. All right. 2 plays of the week. I'm going to show you 2. We're going to vote. Let's hope this one goes a little bit better.
Break advantage so far in this game, 14-9. Layman, blocked by James. LeBron James. Was that a blocker? Did it hit the front of the rim? This again, Layman.
He goes up for the dunk.
Blocked by James.
So who touches it last was
Kings representing.
6. Here comes the screen. Fox working on Beal. Fox, jumper, good. De'Aaron Fox. Welcome to DC, Mr. Fox. How do you do?
You know what he's trying to do, Kyle Draper. He's trying to pack him up and send him home. 7-10 though. We're going to have to see. Oh, man.
Look at this.
But see, this is just a fantastic individual play. Yep. It's kind of a pick and roll.
All right, man. Hopefully you got to see that. It was
That's
again
hard.
a little choppy for me. But what's the play of the week? A 36-year-old LeBron going high to block that shot, or De'Aaron for the win? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, we got one vote for LeBron. We got one vote for LeBron. What the heck?
Oh, I
A
wanted to
game
vote for
winner
LeBron.
always trumps everything, man. Okay,
I was mad at you, man.
For putting
LeBron up
LeBron
against my
against I know, sorry. But I voted for your guy.
I know.
Now, Isaac, the floor is yours. What made LeBron's play, which I think was in the first or second quarter, better than De'Aaron's game winner?
Yeah, I really have to break the title of this down for a second. That's my brain, the best play of the week. And for some people that includes, the clutch shot, and it does for me. But I really looked at it and I'm like, the De'Aaron Fox shot wasn't. First of all, it wasn't a buzzer beater. There was 0.7 seconds left. No, but I'm joking there. It's still a game winner. So that really didn't, learn to my.
I got
Don't
you.
worry about that.
I got you.
But LeBron. I mean, I think we can all admit it. If they were both, at the same time, first quarter of the game, LeBron James' shot would be better because that was a big block, and De'Aaron's Fox shot, was a fadeaway shot. I'd say it was a jumper though. A mix of both. But I mean, De'Aaron Fox's shot was impressive because it was with 0.7 seconds left. But I felt like it wasn't that amazing. Was it a 3-pointer? I didn't see. I thought it was.
It wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
It
that's
wasn't.
what I thought. I thought it was a 2. So
All right.
most players would make that shot. It's a tough shot without a doubt. He was guarded tightly, but I felt like it just wasn't too impressive to me. LeBron, I feel like both of them weren't too much, but LeBron James, that was a heavy block. So it's close, and I definitely know why you guys picked De'Aaron Fox. And
All right.
it makes total
All
sense.
right. Well, thankfully we are a consensus here. 3 beats 1, so the best play of the week goes to the Sacramento Kings. So take that bow, Ryan. All right, man. Last one we're gonna vote on is the Lowlight. And I this week it was easy to find a couple. Sometimes it might not be, but again, same thing. We're going to show you a short video clip. Hopefully you guys get to see them both, and we'll vote on the Lowlight of the week.
Drop a bounce pass, throw down the rim rocker. Lay up off the glass right past.
They gave me the way through. Nice. Nice. And a technical foul. It's the most casual technical foul I've seen, and I've been around a long time in the NBA. That was awesome. Goodness. Tell me, brothers, that was awesome, man.
These two were just literally talking. They're just having a chat. And then for some reason,
I'm taller than you.
Oh, wait. And then for some reason, boom, he got teed up. I thought that was funny. Number 2.
And that is the definition of look at the bench. Watch your head. That's one where the big rebounder in the sky just evened out everything.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, Marquise. An air ball technical free throw?
I don't think I ever have either, to be honest with you.
That is incredible.
He wiping his hands like his hands just.
Look at the bench. Oh, my goodness. Watch your head.
All right, I stepped over that, man. So we've got a T for talking, or we've got a T that airballed. Lowlight of the week goes to?
I got to go with 1.
Oh no. Okay, well, I'll be the tiebreaker. The airball T wins.
Tie.
But Renee, what made the T for talking? What made the T for talking?
The referee was so casual. He stood there. He listened. We don't know what the coach said because who was that?
Right.
Budenholz. Yeah. He had the mask on, so he must have said the F word. That's the only thing I can imagine. That referee was really casual and like, you know what, this guy out of here. Did he throw him out, or was it just a technical?
Nah, just a T. Oh,
okay. All right. It would have been even better if he'd have tossed him. So. That was I love that
and
referee.
To do it as casually. I got you. All right, Ryan. I'm sorry, you were saying something.
Oh, I just got to imagine, what was his brothers, Tony Brothers or something like that?
Tony Brothers.
I have to imagine he was just standing there waiting for him to say something bad.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, here it comes. Here it comes. He puts the whistle in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
And he did it in slow-mo.
Yeah,
no, that was funny. I'd never seen that before. But, Isaac is right. I'm sorry, Renee, Ryan, you guys are wrong. The low light of the week. You don't airball a free throw, period. But you don't airball a technical free throw. I mean, my goodness, that was rough, and that reaction by the Warriors was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only reason I chose number 2 is because you don't see ejections that casual before, but you see ejections happen all the time. But airballing a technical free throw. That's more of a low light for me.
Yeah, I obviously I agree. It was hilarious. All right, man. Well, that was it. I'm going to try something here I didn't even know I can do, but just to give credit where it's due, if this works. Yeah, real cool. There's a Jay's question. Sorry for not bringing that in sooner. The crack graphic staff has some work to do at the Peach Basket. We'll figure it all out. But I appreciate the time. Thanks as always. This was fun. It always is. We're going to be together every Saturday for the balance of the season, 8 o'clock to run it back. Hopefully next time we can get people from not that I don't mind having you guys here. I think it's great getting the Spurs update, the Heat update. Sorry we didn't get any Magic update, and of course the Kings update. But definitely want to hear from others on the team and cover the news, man. Talk about NBA. It's what we do. It's what we have a passion for. It's what we're excited to do moving forward. So that's it. Appreciate the time. We'll talk again next Saturday, and we'll run it back again. We'll see you then.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, gentlemen.